Hello and welcome to the final countdown. I'm your host, Chris, aka the Mole.
No, you're not. Asshole. I guess that's the trick for this Halloween.
Oh, the treat.
What? Nicely done. I applaud thee.
Just once I had to.
Yeah, I had to. It was obligatory. That was good. So, welcome to the final countdown, ladies and gentlemen. I am your actual host, James Phoenix. As you can hear, he is your backup host, Chris the Mole.
Hello.
And
Happy
also
Halloween, boils and ghouls.
And also here is from PBO Productions, Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Hi.
All right. And I hear bells, so I think Stacy's cat is here too.
You should not. Here. Go do key things.
And shouldn't we do the Treehouse of Horror thing? Shouldn't you be like the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror where they change the name to be Halloween themed? Like you'd be James Phenom, I'd be Chris, aka the Boyle, and of course Anastasia.
I like that. That's actually pretty cool. Should we give a warning about how scary tonight's episode will be?
We should.
Not very.
Anyway, being that this is Halloween, and it is literally Halloween, happy Halloween, folks.
It is.
We're going to be counting down our top 5 Halloween specials. This can include Halloween episodes of TV series, but if so, that will be included as one number, even if you're using multiple Treehouse of Horror. And also any specifically Halloween-related movies that premiered on TV that they show every year, or general Halloween specials that are just like a 1-hour animated thing or whatever that are shown yearly that are Halloween-themed that you enjoy. Yes. So, we're going to go ahead and count this down. I will start off, as always, traditionally. So, my number 5 Halloween special is...
Which, I will say, that always seems weird.
What?
Logically speaking, I know this is going to sound weird to the people listening, so someone's going to finally address this live, but logically, wouldn't you want to end with you? That way you do the host introduction, you go swap over to us, and then the final one that's said, like the most important final one at the final countdown is you.
True.
But life's a massacre. Or masquerade. It's hard to tell with the squares, but like the Power Rangers, I'm guessing it's not massacre.
No, not real. That's Life's a Masquerade. That's episode 24 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm using a specific one here instead of all because, let's face it, the recent Halloween episodes have not been very good.
I enjoyed Super Mega Force's Halloween one where they went into the tent.
Fair enough.
I did not enjoy Sunrise.
All right. So, Life's a Masquerade, like I said, episode 24 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from 1993. And I put this on the list because, number one, it was the first Power Rangers Halloween special, and it was a lot of fun. The Rangers were in costume.
Is this the one with Frank and Tommy?
It is the one with Frank and Tommy.
Nice.
That's Frank and Tommy. Rita sends down an actual Frankenstein monster that Finster cooks up to fight the Rangers. And Halloween hijinks ensue, and yes, we do end with Frank and Tommy. And I put this on the list not necessarily because of its quality as a Halloween special, although it is a good episode. But I also put this on here because this always it has a special relevance to me because this was the first episode of Power Rangers that I ever saw. As some people who know me may know. I was home sick for school one day in the general vicinity of Halloween, and I had chickenpox at the time. And I having to flick through channels, I stumbled on Fox, and this was on, and I watched this episode, and I'm like, what the hell is a Frankenstein? And the lady on the moon does words don't match her mouth, and I don't...
You weren't already off from school?
No, I was not already off from school. That day I was home with chickenpox.
See, over here, the week of Halloween normally is a half term, so it's like it's just a week off in between, like an extra week's break for the kids.
Yeah, so we don't get that over here.
True, I think you. To be fair, I think you have longer summers and stuff too.
Yeah.
So we have shorter summers. We have more holidays in between to make it up.
Yeah, they want to make it more like yours. Actually, they're talking about over here how they have this issue of I don't get the kids' scores of it. Some people are saying that the summer break is too long, kids forget too much over summer break, which has been scientifically shown, and that they might want to, reduce the summer break but have more breaks over the course of the year, so they can get kids in school more time over the year. So
Well,
some
really,
places are looking into
really easy to forget stuff in a short amount of period. Like I'd say 3 months, and things are just forgotten.
that.
Thank you.
Nice. So, yeah, but like I said, I like this Halloween special because it was the first one. Sea Rangers in costumes was a lot of fun. They fought Frankenstein. I mean, that's cool. And like I said, my first episode, so I always have memories in my mind, specifically near the end of the episode when Tommy showed up as Frank and Tommy. I didn't know my headset fell off. My apologies. When Frank and Tommy first showed up, like, oh, it's Tommy the Frankenstein. Or so that dude's Frankenstein like the monster. That's cool. I didn't really know what was going on, but it was really enjoyable, and it got me into Power Rangers. So it always holds a special place for me. Life's a masquerade.
Nice.
There's my logo.
I'll let you go next.
All right, Anastasia Lazerbeam, how about yours?
Alright, I like the one from My Little Pony MLP, Luna Eclipsed. It's basically Nightmare Moon night. And pretty much this it has to do with Halloween because all like the little like fillies are running around collecting candy, but they give the candy to Nightmare Moon so they won't eat them. It's like a whole thing. But because Nightmare Moon is now like Princess Luna and she's reintegrating herself to society, she's no longer evil. But people are still running around thinking she's evil. It makes her feel super bad about herself and want to yell at them and act evil. But she realizes that it's just like a holiday because being scared is fun. They're not actually scared of her or hate her or anything. And they kind of learn that she's just going to, scare them for fun. But they're not actually going to think she's evil like she used to be.
Nice.
And it's a whole fun thing. Especially since she's like, this is the royal voice! And, she's like all used to things that like 1,000 years ago. And she's like, nope, this is how we talk now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Nice.
Cool.
My number 5 is also a specific episode, Jim.
Okay.
I couldn't get an image from the actual episode because they were all tiny, so it looked crap blown up.
Fair enough.
The Real Ghostbusters, and this was from, I think it was season 1. I believe it was season 1. It was either season 1 or season 2. I'm going to say 1 because I think I own this on DVD. Because season 1 was actually released on DVD over here. But Real Ghostbusters, and the episode is called Halloween. Also, it's called When Halloween Was Forever.
Oh my.
This involves an ancient spirit called Samhain. That's Samhain. Spelled Samhain.
Oh,
Samhain,
yeah.
It's actually pronounced Samhain by a lot of people.
Is it? Fair enough, so. All right.
I think they might have pronounced it Samhain or however you pronounce it in the American pronunciation.
Yeah.
But I always pronounce it Samhain because it's the same name as the Celtic festival, which was from over here, and most people over here refer to it as Samhain.
Okay.
At least that's how I've always heard it pronounced. But yeah.
We like to anglicize things and pronounce them wrong, so that's fine.
He's basically a giant, like, jack-o'-lantern head villain who declares Halloween will never end and all the ghosts will wander the streets forever. Slimer gets possessed by him and gets like mind rape sort of thing because he's a ghost, so he ends up going there as he's a loyal little ghost. And when he's there, they're like, you smell of the humans. They actually keep you as a pet, and all the ghosts are bullying little Slimer and stuff. And it was cool because it's like they actually drew on the Celtic history. I remember as a kid getting into more of that type of stuff because of this. And it was just cool seeing, oh, I see what you've done, because that is one of the festivals, like the dawn, like the Day of the Dead and stuff like that, where they mix them all together and that's basically what modern Halloween is. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool that they did this, and he's like, they used him as like the spirit of Halloween, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. And they talked about, like I said, like the Celtics and stuff. So, but yeah, it was Real Ghostbusters is always fun, and he does come back multiple times.
Nice.
In fact, he's even used, if I remember correctly, I think he's the ghost that was used in the intro to Extreme Ghostbusters.
Ah.
As well, they use it. I think they use him in the intro for Extreme Ghostbusters only because with Extreme Ghostbusters, it proves there's a whole new team. There's not Stay Puft or Slimer and stuff like there was, but they're like, well, it's still in continuity of the show. Yet, let's use the biggest ghost that was created in the show, and arguably he was the biggest because he came back multiple times and he was a great character. So I went with the first one when Halloween was forever. Thank you.
Nice. I approve. All right, moving on. My number 4, because, I'm sorry, if you don't like this, then you're a heartless person. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I will just say, revenge!
Hmm?
More on that later.
Okay.
Or, well, actually, I can just say it because it's no spoiler. It's going to be on someone's list, especially mine. Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. They did a parody of this, where Milhouse gets the giant pumpkin. And he goes, "Here you go. Here's a pumpkin. Here you go." And he feeds. He goes, "Oh, what's this?" He goes, "Here, eat it. It's pumpkin bread." And the pumpkin's like, "Oh, thank you. Bread specifically made for pumpkins." And eats it. Milhouse is like, "No, it's made from pumpkins. Revenge." But he walks into the hall and there's all the people carving pumpkins. He's like, "Oh, the audacity! The pumpkin hate crimes! Revenge!" And it's like a pumpkin seed. He's like, "Oh, you roast the unborn!" It's like that's hilarious.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's great pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
it is. This is a fun special you see every year. I don't necessarily watch every year, but I watch it when I can. And it's always a fun, the story of Linus believing the Great Pumpkin will rise from the pumpkin patch and sitting out there all night waiting for it. The others, go trick or treating and get candy and have fun, and he's just sitting out there waiting. And it's always, just a fun, sweet special that just hits you right in the feels. It's good times. Peanuts.
I'm glad you said Peanuts.
Indeed.
Only because I've actually seen loads of people who don't know why the new film was called the Peanuts movie. Only because, what's that episode called?
You mean the one we're talking about?
Yeah, it's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's Christmas and stuff. So most people I know only know it as either Snoopy or Charlie Brown. For some reason, there's a whole load of people that don't realize it was called Peanuts, and it's weird how that's evolved.
Great. Indeed. Surprising, folks, don't forget the Peanuts movie comes out over here on this side of the pond in the U.S. this coming Friday, November the 6th, I believe it is.
Nice. I don't even know when its proper release date is over here. It was one of those, like preview things.
I don't know. So yeah, Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, good times had by all. I guess if we're going in order, back over to Pew.
That's Pew with a capital P.
Trying to think of the order that these should be in.
Well, you did 5, so go with 4 next.
No, I mean I'm still trying to debate which one is better and deserves a higher spot. Okay, this doesn't deserve a higher spot. It probably should have been in slot 5. But I liked Alvin and the Chipmunks meets the Wolfman. That was really fun.
Nice.
You remember it?
I have the DVD of that.
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I like that Theodore is all wolfing out, and it's just like...
He is the most adorable wow chipmunk.
Yeah, I know,
ever.
right?
Wow.
So I pretty much love all the Alvin and Chipmunks, the animated series, and this one just happens to take Halloween, which makes it that much more awesome.
But do you like the current Alvin and the Chipmunks series?
Wait, is there? I wasn't aware there's another Alvin and Chipmunk series.
Actually, the new one's called Alvin and the Chipmunks.
He's not joking. That's how it's written.
The new one's not that bad, and I will admit, Jim, if you go back and watch the original Alvin and the Chipmunks now, I will say what a lot of people refuse to admit. It's as good as the current Chipmunks films and the current Chipmunks series. It's just nostalgia goggles if you watched it when you were a kid, is why you like that. Hence, kids watching the new one like the new one.
Oh, I think I'd like them having the same size as a body as like normal kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think I liked them being like people. Is more people like is what I you know.
Oh, the new cartoon, they're very people-like.
Are they like people sized?
Arguably, you could say that.
Are they the size of chipmunks or the size is like people?
They look like they're the size of people. The reason I say it's arguable is because we don't see them interact with people much. Therefore, we just have to go on how they look and the size of their furniture and stuff like that, and they all seem to be child-sized, but it could just be really tiny furniture.
In which version?
Alvin!
Oh, the new one. I feel like I watched the opening and it showed them like running across counters and shit.
Fair enough.
I feel like I saw that. I could be wrong. I only seen the opening. I haven't watched an episode.
Yeah, I always liked Theodore. He's my favorite. He was so cute.
He is.
So I like that he was a bigger part of this episode.
Oh, he's bigger. Have you seen that kid's gut?
No, I meant like, because sometimes it's more on Alvin and sometimes Simon.
I know. I'm kidding.
Like
I'm calling
Theodore,
it a fat joke.
Yeah. Which I do like Alvin and the Chipmunks. I was just making that point because I know there's loads of people out there who are like the current films when they did the films are like the worst thing ever. They're just an excuse to sell music. Hello, that's how it started.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which I like Alvin and the Chipmunks. I assume that was for Jim, but so I'll continue.
All right, let's go back over to Mo then for the next one if view's done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, Jim's back. Okay, my number 4. Boom.
Nice.
Another specific one, and that is the episode Pink Eye of South Park. There's been a few South Park Halloween ones, and they're all relatively funny. Like, there's one with, like, a mirror universe Cartman that turns out to be really good. Because that one's evil. But all the other ones are evil in that universe.
Mm.
However, I'm sorry, Pink Eye was the funniest, where they think people have pink eye, but it turns out it's a zombie apocalypse because Worcestershire sauce was used as embalmment fluid in Kenny and turned him into a zombie. And as you see there, like, Chef suddenly looks like Michael Jackson in Thriller when he does his song in that episode. It's hilarious. The whole episode is just funny with Pink Eye. It's just South Park Pink Eye.
Nice. Good times. All right. Moving on to number 3. Because these are always great. Where is it? I couldn't find a really good picture for this, so I had to settle for this one. I give you the Home Improvement Christmas specials. Just like Christmas, Halloween specials. That'll be next. That'll be a couple of months if we do that one. The Home Improvement Halloween specials. That's, of course, Tim Allen as Tim the Toolman Taylor in a zombie costume. Or a werewolf, maybe, whatever it is. Some kind of creepy thing.
It looks more like a zombie than a werewolf.
Yeah, because he had the fingers look like they were claws a little bit. That's why I wasn't sure. But yeah, fair enough. So these Halloween specials are always fun throughout the many years that Home Improvement was on the air, because it's one of the things that they started, much similar with their Christmas episodes and in other recurring holiday-themed episodes. They started recurring themes that showed up every year in their holiday episode. In terms of the Halloween one, the running joke that always came up every year during the Halloween episode was that Tim the Toolman Taylor considered himself the king of Halloween pranks. Setting things up to jump out and scare people, putting fake stuff together. Everything he did, he scared everybody. His wife Jill, his 3 boys, Brad, Randy, and Mark, his coworkers Al and Heidi on Tool Time, their neighbor, not so much their neighbor Wilson, but his brother Marty and the guys that worked at the tool store, the hardware store. Everybody knows he played pranks on, and the recurring joke every year was always, can somebody manage to prank Tim and get back at him? can they pull it off? And also usually something hilarious regarding, costume reveals and, during a costume party that they usually have whenever else. And I always remember these were always fun, and I remember, there'd always be, there'd be years where, they pull like these huge pranks on, on Tim, like the one year where they pretend there was this woman from the Tool Time audience that was stalking him and shit, and trying to make it real clear, but it was actually his wife and her friend that set it up as a joke and whatnot. But no matter how much, they get him over the course of the episode, they think they've got Tim down, they take him out. But at the end of the episode, Tim always comes out on top and gets the bag. He is the king of Halloween pranks, and he proves it every year. And it's awesome.
Nice. I always liked Home Improvement.
It's a great show, and I'll probably bring it up again when it comes around to the Christmas specials, because those are always fun, too, with Tim and the holiday lighting contest, but that's another...
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Great show. Yes, Halloween specials of the Home Improvement. Good stuff. I haven't used this because it was the clearest photo, but there's a lot of other... If you go on Google, you can find a lot of other great photos of the different costumes things used over the year. Jill as a carrot. Jill as the... and Tim as... I don't remember what he was. Jill as the Wicked Witch, and Tim as a flying monkey. They always do a pair theme costume between the two of them, and it's just always a lot of fun to see the... There was one where they did a thing on... They were on Tool Time, and I think Tim was dressed up as some old lady. It might have been Al's mom. I'm not sure. And Al's head like a werewolf with like a severed head on a plate. It was, they had all kinds of awesome stuff. Great stuff. They love Halloween on that show. Okay. And boom. And let's go to Pew.
Ah, you didn't say more pewter. Ooh, 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 ooh.
More pewter.
Pew?
Halloween Town counts, right? Because it was a TV movie.
I would say it most definitely counts.
Okay, cool. Because that's what I like. It was I'm talking about the first one. I mean, the second one's good, and the third one's like, and everything else. But the first one was really good because it's pretty much just about like this chick who pretty much has powers and doesn't know them, and she's almost about to lose them if she doesn't use them, and she figures out this whole other life that her mom had that hid her away from it. And pretty much even the youngest one like has powers and pretty much uses them the most, and they kind of save like all of Halloween and everything. And pretty much she's gets to find an outlet for her obsession of Halloweenness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. The costumes are great and fun. It's decent enough effects. I love that the microwave has a like boil and bubble, But
Nice.
I think I wonder if you and I will have the same Halloween one, like at the higher up.
We'll find out. Let's go over to Bowl.
Well, speaking of teenage girls who eventually find out there's this whole other world in their life and they have to do it to eventually save Halloween.
Hell yeah.
That was my number 3.
Nice.
Because they did multiple in Sabrina and they were always funny. Just because like people are always like, oh yeah, look at my witch costume, and they always play up the witch tropes, and Sabrina's always like, she's always thinking like, that's not how we are type of situation, which is always hilarious. And I put you in, I think it was the first one, there's a river of candy corn. I didn't even know what candy corn was until I saw Sabrina.
Yeah.
I don't think we have it over here. Then I saw Sabrina and found out about candy corn, and it just rained through her closet when she makes like a river of candy corn. It's like, that's amazing. As a live band plays in her living room and stuff because she's used her powers to try and top someone's power. What do you call it? Party. And I'm like, that's awesome. And yeah, Sabrina, it was always funny, and I always loved that show, and it hardly gets recognized. And I was like, I'm gonna put it on my list for Halloween because it did Halloween right.
Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So, back over to me. Now, we're going to go to
Number 2.
number 2. And in this case, I know both of you probably have this somewhere as either your 2 or your 1. Almost a guarantee. I put it at number 2 for the reason of while I do enjoy it, I don't, get to regularly watch it, and as a result, it doesn't have quite as much as it's really good. It doesn't have quite as much meaning for me as my number 1 does, and that's why I decided to go with this at this particular position. All this tonight and tomorrow on 60 Minutes. Treehouse of Horror. That was the best picture I could find. All the pictures of the covers and the wallpapers were crap.
I like the one I've got for mine.
Fair enough. But yeah, Treehouse of Horror, like I said, I've seen some of the earlier ones. I haven't really seen that many of the recent ones. I'd like to go back and watch them, particularly the one from last year, the 25, where they had all the different Simpsons, because it looked awesome from the images.
Ironically, I just watched that this morning.
Nice.
I saw it last year, but I watched it again this year.
As well you should. But yes, of course, Simpsons began their Treehouse of Horror, I believe it was season 2. Is that correct, Mo?
Yes. That's why last year was season 26, but it was only Treehouse of Horror 25.
Gotcha. And so they began, it's become a big thing for the Simpsons to annually have what's known as their Treehouse of Horror special, in which they, have a variety of shorts that feature different Halloween-related themes. And there are also classic ones that, most people know about that I remember. There's the one that my image is from where they do The Shining with Homer as the crazy person because he has no beer and no TV.
Don't you mean Shinning?
Shinning. Thank you. The Shinning. And Homer goes crazy because he has no beer and no TV at a mountain resort. Let's see, there's the one, I always remember the one where the teachers at the school ate all the students. That was fun.
Yep.
I like that one. You could say there's a little bit of him inside us all. In fact, you could say we ate him and he's in our stomachs. Skinner. There's that one's always a lot of fun. There is, I'm trying to remember, there's at least one more. Oh yeah, Homer's Time Machine is always a classic.
Yep.
That's a good one. The one with the freaking I think was it the Killer Krusty Doll or?
There was a Killer Krusty Doll episode.
Yeah,
I remember that was number 3. That was Treehouse of Horror 3.
Okay, yeah, I remember the Killer Krusty Doll. I remember some of the earlier ones. I want to go back and watch some of the more recent ones because I'm sure they're amazing.
Tell me you like the hammock.
Hammock. That sounds familiar.
There's a hammock if Homer goes into it, goes choo and spits out a clone of his that are just dumber and less imaginative than normal Homer, and eventually he uses it so much, but when it goes down the entire road, there's Peter Griffin.
Ah.
I'm like, thank you. Yes, he is a dumber version of Homer. He is a dumb Homer clone.
Pretty much.
What happened to original Homer? First over cliff.
Indeed. So yeah, Treehouse of Horror. I enjoy watching them. I have some good memories of seeing some of the earlier ones, but I haven't watched it in a while. I need to go back and watch it. And it was so good that when they were going through and making games, specifically the Simpsons Hit and Run that I have over there on PS2, they actually made the final level a Treehouse of Horror themed level where the races are being run by zombies, everybody's in their costumes, everything turns into the way things are in different Treehouse of Horror episodes, and it's amazing. If you haven't opportunity, get that game, play it, get to the last level. It's awesome.
Even Simpsons Tap Out, which is available now on iPads and stuff, have for Halloween they were running an event. I couldn't enter it because you need to buy donuts to do it, and I was like, eh. But basically, where basically zombies are affected.
You know some donuts lying around?
I'm a fat guy because I'd eat all my donuts.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's because basically you have to enter it, and it's like a zombie apocalypse thing run by Gil.
What Gil?
Because when he shows up, he's like, "Come on, you gotta help out, old Gil. Come on, give me your donuts. Come on." Which, when you say no, it's hilarious because it's like in the show whenever people turn him down. But if you say yes, you get the cool event. Everyone wins.
Gil's striking out on this one.
Exactly. I like him.
Ah, good old Gil. And I do like how he sells you the cars in the Hit and Run game, too.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But anyway, yeah, so Treehouse of Horror is my number 2. And let's kick on over to Pew.
Peter is just a regular episode of Castle that I like, which takes place on Halloween. And
Okay.
he is on Castle, dresses up, if you know, it's Nathan Fillion. And what he dresses up for Halloween is he dresses up as a space cowboy. You know? Like,
Oh, because
Firefly?
like Nathan Drake.
Fuck off. He dresses up as, you
Wow.
know, Captain in Firefly.
Yeah, Mal.
Yeah. So they just pretty much do like the whole thing, but it's just fun seeing him in the costume again, you know? And he's like, but I love this thing. And he kind of references the show, and his daughter was like, oh my god, no one even knows about that anymore. Gosh. And it's just so much lampshading about like the whole episode because it's like a thing now that everybody like watched and is over now, but he's like still like a fanboy, and it's just really fun. How he
Nice.
goes the whole episode like that.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay. And let's throw over to the bowl.
Bow, 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 bow. Of course, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Of course.
Mainly because I love the fact they referenced the previous Halloween episode in one that followed it.
Okay, I have a
Like-
Buffy one too, so I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what yours is.
Like, I love the one where they turn into the costumes. That's hilarious. I put this for all the Buffy ones, but yeah, I love the where they turn into the costumes, Jim. Like,
Mhm.
Buffy turns into like this proper princess type that doesn't know how to fight and doesn't do anything because she's like, oh, save me, I'm a princess.
Mm.
Whereas Xander, who's normally the comic relief, is dressed like an army soldier, so he becomes this badass fucking Rambo type and stuff.
Nice.
It's hilarious.
I'm almost afraid to ask, what do Spike and Angel become?
That was Spike wasn't in that episode.
Ah.
I don't think Angel dressed up.
No, but I loved how Willow tried to dress slutty at first, but then decided to just go back to being Willow and not give in to peer pressure and puts a sheet over and goes as a ghost. So when everyone turns into their costumes, she becomes a ghost of a whore, basically. And that's just wonderful. But I love the next year, Xander deliberately picks out a costume that's awesome in case he turns into his costume again.
Nice.
And Buffy's like, and Buffy and Willow and stuff are like, no, I don't think that's going to happen twice. He's like, well, you don't know this.
Did it happen twice?
It didn't.
Uh-oh.
But then you cut to Seth Green, who played Oz, and he's just wearing a name tag that says, hello, my name is God. And that's his Halloween costume. And Xander's like, damn it, I should have been that. And it's when they're all fearing this demon's going to rise up. And then when it rises up, it's really tiny, and Buffy just goes, and steps on it and kills it. And then they look at the book again, and they said, oh, yeah, we shouldn't have been fearing. We forgot to read this bit that says actual size next to the photo. But yeah, Buffy. Every time they did Halloween on Buffy, it was hilarious. Like, I love the fact on Buffy, as they noted, vampires don't go out on Halloween.
Really?
Vampires and demons and stuff don't go out on Halloween because the humans are going out dressed as demons. They find it tacky and unrespectable, so they just stay at home out of respect for what the dead actually are.
That makes sense.
And I'm like, that's kind of hilarious. The actual monsters don't go out on Halloween. That's funny. But my number 2.
Very nice, very nice. Alright, so, given your point earlier, do we want to mix this up so that I can end it out?
You can do if you want.
Then why don't we, since we know Pew just said that she's following you up, why don't we go back over to Pew and get her feelings on this?
Yeah, I had the same. My number 1 was Mole's number 2 of the Halloween ones. Where like, I love how like Xander
To be fair,
mentions.
I will say I know what our number 1s are of mine and Jim's. Everyone's number 1 has been said previously on this list.
Well, see, the thing was, I originally had a different Buffy episode number 1, and I saw it on Halloween, but that's because I saw it from a DVD, so I thought it was a Halloween episode, but I later looked it up, and it was there during December or something, which was Hush, you know, with the non-talking, like, gentleman goblin things.
Yeah, the gentleman, they're awesome.
Yeah, so that was it, but
To
it's
be
not
fair,
like...
you wouldn't have the same one as me because I took all Buffy Halloween ones.
Yeah, so I was thinking that one, but then I looked it up and I'm like, oh wait, it has absolutely nothing to do with Halloween. It wasn't aired on Halloween. I just happened to see it on Halloween. So it was like, oh, okay. So I was doing this Buffy one. So yeah, and like so many, like a million times, Andrew references. He got so much freaking army knowledge from that.
He did.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I remember this from my army days, and this, and
No,
this.
but no, he didn't.
Okay.
In a later episode of Buffy, when they actually mention, but hang on, I don't remember anything of this anymore. How come you're the only one that remembers? He admits, okay, fine, and he mentions he's actually been secretly an army buff his entire life, like research, like buys all the books and looks through it and does all that. But now, thanks to this, he finally has an excuse to do something about it.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I'm like, that's brilliant.
Anyway, that was such a freaking awesome episode. I loved like Buffy as like the princess. She's like, oh, I don't know what to do, and she's like, oh, I fucking hated people like that. That was such a piss ass era. Like,
Yeah.
that was great. So yeah, that was my number one.
Wasn't Cordelia a cat?
Yes. It did not help.
It did not help.
Very nice, very nice. Good stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't watch Buffy. I really should, but I don't.
You should watch Buffy and Angel.
I should watch Buffy.
Really should. It's amazing.
I should. I'll go back around to that, but yeah. So Mole, since I believe I covered your number one earlier, why don't you go and do your number one?
To be fair, I'd be going next anyway, just because you went to go last.
True.
Default, the two greatest words in the English language.
Ah.
I also went with Treehouse of Horror.
Nice. Oh, hang on, let me move the thing over. Donut Homer.
I had to take that one. I even looked up Donut Head Homer to find that picture. I knew exactly which one I was going to pick, just because I'm sorry, that to me sums up the Treehouse of Horrors beautifully. It's just funny. That's just funny. Yeah, the older ones were a lot more scary, in my opinion. I'm not saying they were scary to the point where I was like, oh, I'm scared, but they had a more horror vibe.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, weren't there some things like recently people complained that nowadays it was just how many franchises can we parody?
Yeah, that was something I mentioned you in the past, but yeah,
okay.
Which I was mentioning now. In the past, with the original ones, it was stuff like The Raven. Quote The Raven, nevermore. And it was all these like horror-like elements. Recent ones have just become more about comedy, and they'll do anything that's sort of Halloweenish related, even if it's not. Like that new one where they meet the ghosts of the former Simpsons. They meet the original Simpsons and stuff, but it's not really Halloweeny. The only thing that makes it Halloweeny is the fact they happen to be ghosts. Oh, I did love the episode, or the part before that on that same episode, because Bart goes to hell. And when he's in hell, he goes to hell, and he goes to their school, and he gets all straight A's. Because Bart's brilliant at hell tortures. So he's finally found a school that he's good at. And in that same episode, there's one where, in that same one, Lisa meets some girls, and they're like, yeah, in hell, all the girls are mean girls. And one of them walks up to Lisa and goes, oh, nice, wearing a red dress, how original. To which Lisa just looks and goes, insulting someone's clothing, how original. To which they all look at you and go, would you like to hang out with us, Lisa? And it starts to snow, and she goes, huh, I guess people were right. It is a cold day in hell when I'm popular. I'm like, that's brilliant. But yeah, over the course of the Treehouse of Horrors, they've parodied everything. They've even parodied your Harry Potter.
Yeah, Springwarts Elementary. I remember because Springwarts was in the hit and run level.
Yeah, they've done Harry Potter. They've done like you mentioned, The Shining, Child's Play with the Chucky doll. Like I mentioned, The Raven. They've done just loads of classic horror films. They've even done Sweeney Todd. They've done like Mr. and Mrs. whatever the hell that film was with Angelina and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
They've done loads, and each one, they're always funny. I still enjoy the Halloween episodes, and I really want to see this year's. It just hasn't aired here. The series starts here on November 8th, but I will be watching it. Where we get to finally see Sideshow Bob kill Bart, apparently. And I'm like, yay!
That's what I heard that was happening.
But The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, they're just wonderful. And it's so good, there's even been a comic published of just the Treehouse of Horror ones collected as a graphic novel a while back when they were doing the Simpsons books, which I totally picked up, and I was like, yes!
And when I was Googling to find my image that I used previously, I ended up picking the Homer image from the Shinning, but I saw there had a lot of the images that came up were from the comics, and they look pretty cool.
Yeah. And yeah, it's been in loads of stuff, because to be fair, it's like a yearly event you look forward to with The Simpsons. And I'll admit, for me, when it's Halloween time, I don't care about trick-or-treaters coming to my door. I don't want that. I don't care about Halloween as in general. But I do give in and be like, yes, The Simpsons, yay!
It's understandable.
So yeah, over to Jim.
Alrighty. So I'll bring it home.
Bring it around town.
Yeah, with my number one. Which you all should know.
Is it the Halloween episode of SpongeBob where he puts a sheet over himself to become a ghost, and they keep taking the piss out of him by calling him the haunted mattress?
No, but that is a good episode.
I love that where they cut off like all the corners and stuff of him to make him fit into there, and then like that's not even scary. When at the end, when the sheet falls down, the actual ghost goes, "Oh shit!" and runs away, as everyone does, and it cuts back to SpongeBob. He's like, "Why does everyone run away?" And you just see like his fucking brain hanging out his head because he's got no skin. It's awesome. I also felt the need I could say that because I knew that wasn't your listener.
Yeah, no, that is a good one. That is a good one. Good times. Yeah, there's a lot of great Halloween specials over the course of time here and there. A lot of fun stuff. In my case, my number one, something somewhat more recent, not totally, but I put this on here. I put this on there because it's something. It's kind of defined. I know Halloween for me was I used to go trick or treating either my grandmother's house or my aunt's house, depending when I was growing up. I didn't really have a lot of things that I watched on Halloween. I just got Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah, but beside that, there really wasn't a lot on that I watched regularly. There'd be a Halloween episode here or there, whatever. Nothing specifically that I could define as a Halloween for me, something that would be kind of an annual Halloween thing that I could get excited about. Really. And then Disney solved that for me.
The Mickey Mouse Treehouse of Horror.
What? That'd be horrifying. Anyway, no, the Halloween Town film was earlier mentioned by Pew Pew.
Oh, it's been more than I thought.
Yay! The first two are okay, and then they just goes off the fucking chain.
They pretty much get progressively more shit as they go on.
I thought 2 was almost like, if that was an A, this would be a B, and B's like still okay, but C's like, you're not really trying anymore, and then D's like, go kill yourself.
Yeah. If you want to know more, if you want to hear a little bit more about these films, by the way, if you go back into the X-Powder archive, you can hear Marcus Shadow and I review all 4 of these movies. So feel free to check that out.
I'll save you the time. Just kill yourself now.
I was there too.
You were in those? Okay, I couldn't remember if you were in those.
Yep.
He forgot Pew.
It's okay. You can call me Richter now.
Don't insult Rick.
Yeah, that'd be an insult. What the hell?
He's not here to defend himself.
I'm just saying, if people you forget.
Fair enough, but yes, Pew Pew, Marcus Shadow and I reviewed that last year or the year before, so check it out. But these 4 films have really been, a Halloween-themed franchise that I could really enjoy, because I don't watch something a film franchise. I'm not into horror movies. I don't do the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street and the Halloween franchise and everything else. I don't really watch those films.
I was about to say you were an idiot.
Those films aren't even really scary as much as enjoyable and.
I was going to say, the reason I said we're about to say you were an idiot is I don't even like Halloween-related franchises, like horror movies such as Friday the 13th. I'm like, how the fuck did you go Halloween franchise and not go Halloween first as the horror movie because it's got in the title. Even if you don't watch the films, you know it's about Halloween. It's in the title.
Also,
Just like,
Jamie Lee Curtis.
even if you don't watch even if you haven't read the book or you haven't read The Grinch, you know it involves something called The Grinch and how it saved Christmas.
Well, technically, they stole Christmas, but yes. But yeah, so when the first Halloween, I mean, I wasn't even necessarily in the age group when these movies came out, but like I said, we would go trick or treating at that point in time at my aunt's house, and I had younger cousins, so they had these movies on, and so I watched them like, oh, these are actually pretty good movies, or at least they were at the beginning. And the first one was a lot of fun little Halloween Town movie, good, good stuff, and the second one was pretty good. And then it kind of went off the rails a little bit. Halloween Town High was not terrible. I don't mind Halloween Town High. It's got some positives and some negatives. Return to Halloween Town, the villains are really good. Aside from that, I don't really like that movie. But it's part of the franchise, and you do get some appearances from the characters, and it's still, it's not the worst.
Something when the main lead character was like, "You had to come back." She's like, "Nope."
No, that's not true. Disney did not invite her back.
That's what they're telling you.
No, that's what she said in an interview.
Was she paid to say it?
No, it was a random interview with somebody on the internet. No, it was one of those things where she was available to come back, and for some reason Disney decided to recast the character, whether it was because they felt she was getting too old, whether it was because they wanted, for whatever they felt the sharp actress was a better fit for this particular movie, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, I
will ask who they replaced her with. Was she in anything else Disney related?
Sarah Paxton, yes. I'm not sure. I know she was in that. Was she? I know she was in those mermaid movies, fucking H2O, whatever those movies are.
She was in that, but she also was background character in a bunch of stuff like Nameless, whatever.
H2O isn't Disney.
I know. I'm just saying. I know she was in those.
She was in a bunch of background Nameless characters.
Yeah, I was asking, was she in anything Disney related at the time? Because I know Disney tended to with some of their like Disney Channel movies, like they did a sequel to the Hilary Duff Cinderella film. And because Wizards of Waverly Place and they were trying to launch Selena Gomez, guess who's the lead? So I thought maybe it was one of those. Like they've done in the past where they do sequels or something and suddenly they're trying to launch this person as their new Disney Channel girl or whatever. So I thought, maybe she had like her own TV show or something.
Now, I don't think she did at the time. She was in the movie Aquamarine, made by 20th Century Fox, which is another mermaid thing. It wasn't the H2O, it was Aquamarine. I was wrong.
I'm pretty sure she was in background characters of other like high school girl drama things.
Yeah, she a few things here and there. She was in one episode of Lizzie McGuire.
So she wasn't like a main, so my theory wouldn't work.
Yeah, she was in one episode of Wizard of Waverly Place after she was in that in Halloween Town. But yeah, they pulled her for whatever reason. They decided to pull her in, and as a result, it changed the movie because the character was drastically changed when she took over. Did it work for this movie? Sort of. No. But yeah, the fact is the franchise as a whole is still a lot of fun to watch, and I feel like they do still need to go back and just do one more movie to address where the hell Cal went after the second movie and just bring the whole thing. I thought they did one movie where they said, here, Cal comes back as an actual legitimate threat, and the family, the three kids, and you don't even have to necessarily, have Aggie and Gwen show up, but it's about the three kids who are all now grown, and the three of them had to team up to stop Cal once and for all with their, the combined Cromwell magic. And, maybe Marty's doing this as a final test to take over as head of the Cromwell family in Halloween Town or some shit. Do some kind of, writing in some kind of thing where they inadvertently open a portal, and that last movie with the other actresses of Parallel Universe will write that out, and we'll be good. Just do that. All I'm saying. But yeah, overall, the film, I enjoy the films, particularly the first two, but I don't mind the latter two that much. They're not as good. I don't necessarily like them, but, I'll take it because they're part of the franchise. And, the Halloween Town just kind of defined as something regularly for Halloween for me that I can, sort of enjoy, that I can, comes around every year. And I have not had a chance to watch the films this year, but I did watch a series of reviews on all the films, so I feel like I watched them again.
It was one of the first movies I VHS, taped or whatever.
Yeah, I VHS taped at least the first three I have somewhere. But, they were just a lot of fun every year to know there was another Halloween Town coming out. The lore they created where you had the monsters and things, and it's, they changed the rules of Halloween Town in every movie, but it's fun to watch. You get pulled into this world of, there's magic and witches and da-da-da-da. And it's just one of the things where it's Halloween, but it's not. It's Halloween. It's got all the creatures Halloween, but they're not really scary. It's more goofy Halloween, but still with some evil threat, and I kind of like that. So overall, Halloween Town franchise, 4 films. We get a chance, check out at least the first 2. And also, I will also mention this, if you would like to, a little late for this year, but in coming years, if you would like to visit Halloween Town, you can actually do that. Because Halloween Town, the first movie, Halloween Town was actually built, quote unquote, in St. Helens, Oregon, and which is with the first film they turned that into the Halloween Town Square, where everybody when they walked to Halloween Town went here and there. That was the town they used for the movie. And in the second movie, they didn't have a budget to go out there and do the town again, and so they ended up building the town square on a set and just were in buildings for the rest of it. But every year, the town of St. Helens, Oregon, has an event called the Spirit of Halloween, where they turn the town back into Halloween Town for a few weeks in October, and people come and they walk around. There's all kinds of Halloween-related events, and concerts, everything's all Halloween for like 3 or I think it might be the whole month of October, at least 3 weeks of October, leading up to Halloween. And it's a pretty big deal. They have the giant pumpkin in the town square. I think that thing's there all year round because I think it's an emplacement statue. But it's a lot of fun, and a lot of people like to go there and enjoy that. And just this past year, at the beginning of this past month, they actually invited Kimberly J. Brown there to light the pumpkin to kick off the celebration, which they hadn't done before. And so they had her there, and she, they did the incantation in the first movie, and they lit the big pumpkin. And there's a video you can see a lot of her doing that, and a video of her, and there's like 15,000 people watching her do this, mind you.
Also, keep in mind that Halloween for the last 3 years has been one of the cheapest days to fly within the United States. So if you have to fly anywhere, the cost of flying within your country to like any state is like 75% reduced cost on
Right.
Halloween. So if you ever wanted to go anywhere for like Thanksgiving and you wanted to stay the whole month, just go on Halloween and stay there, and you'd have save a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
That seems the opposite of what it should do.
What?
You'd think Halloween would be more expensive to fly because most people are probably going to be flying with some variation of costumes or jack-o'-lanterns and various other stuff that look like they could be bombs or disguises. So logically, security should be jacked up.
You
You
would
would
think
think.
it would be, but I've checked when I was flying for Arizona, and actually for the last 3 or 4 years, Halloween has been the cheapest day to fly.
Yeah, like I said, I believed you, Pew. I was just saying it's the opposite of what I would expect.
Yeah. But, you check out the videos of her lighting the pumpkin and the big celebration, everybody around. There's people all around. There's people sitting on rooftops watching her. There's another video of her walking around and pointing out different parts of the town where they filmed different scenes, things like that. It was a lot of fun. It's something they got to do to have her back to do that, and it was pretty cool. So if you want to visit Halloween Town, they do have tons of events. It's a big tourist attraction every year in St. Helens, Oregon. If you go to their town website, I've shown there's information on the Spirit of Halloween Town event. So check that out. And with that, we come to the end of our little Halloween countdown. That we at least got to do a video on Halloween proper.
Yep. And I will admit, I would have taken the original Halloween movie if we were allowed to take movies, but we can't.
Right. Which is understandable, yeah. I mean, that's a lot,
Because the movie Halloween was fucking beautifully directed.
Yes, it was.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
The remake, no.
No, that's shit.
The sequels, some of them were good. The third one was shit. And some of the later ones were definitely shit. But
The first one was amazing.
the first one was good, and some of the sequels were okay.
Fair enough. But yeah, a lot of great Halloween stuff. Check it out. If you're going out trick-or-treating this evening, stay safe.
Also, watch the curfews in your area.
Yes, check your curfews. Make sure you're not out past time, or you will.
I will just say, ignore this. Only because, what time is it where you are?
8:30.
If they're out trick-or-treating tonight, they're already out right now.
This is true. Well,
Saying, you actually can get
It would be like recording this around on Christmas Day at this time and saying to people, okay, now when you wake up on Christmas morning and open your presents, it's too late.
all right then. Well, if you have been out trick or treating, I hope you stayed safe. We hope you enjoy all your candy.
Yeah, and remember, kids, to wear those neon tapes around your costume that ruin your costume for life and make keep you safe.
You say up and get those bullshit fines for staying out past your day if you have a child under a certain age.
Yep. Well, you want to make sure the kids get seen. It's not. It's not. I mean, yes, it's a little bit true, but it's better to be safe than sorry, because otherwise you're going to end up like that. If anybody remembers the old Saturday Night Live bit that I believe it was. I believe Dan Aykroyd played the character of the guy that owned the toy company that made horribly dangerous toys, and one year he had horribly dangerous Halloween costumes, like the Invisible Pedestrian.
Yeah, but I was making the comment of that's silly. I always found that was way too politically correct with the tape, because you expect to see trick-or-treaters at Halloween.
Also, cross the lawns. Don't go out. Don't go out from each one. Come back in the road. Just to walk on the lawn again to go to the house. Just walk from lawn to lawn.
Yeah.
Which is fine unless you live in one of those areas where people are dicks that have giant hedges between their lawns.
Yeah, there is that, but there's also, but like I said, if it's Halloween, you expect to see people in costumes. You just drive more carefully. It's like if you're near schools, you should drive more carefully. They shouldn't have to put a sign up that tells you that building over there is a school. Don't be a dick and run over a kid, because that just makes you a prick.
That should be a sign. Don't be a dick, it makes you a prick. It's true because it rhymes.
That's a good saying. It rhymes, it must be true. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed your trick-or-treating and enjoyed your Halloween. Don't eat all the candy at once. And if you don't have any candy, don't worry. It'll all be on 50% clearance tomorrow. Go buy some. And in the meantime, thank you two for joining me for a little countdown of Halloween specials.
Make sure to purchase all the candy tomorrow, people, when it's on reduced sales. Thank you.
That's what I will do.
This episode of Countdown was sponsored by the Doctors Association of Diabetes. Completely unrelated.
Sounds by the Dental Association of America. No. But yes, thank you two for joining me.
It was a pleasure, Jim. It was about time you had me on one of
Yay!
Fair enough, Andy. And tune in next month. I have not picked a countdown theme yet. It will likely be something Thanksgiving related, but not guaranteed. That will be announced, and we will let you know what that is. But there will be another great countdown next month.
So next month it'll be the top 5 things we're thankful for. Can I put on the list? I'm thankful that Pew replaced Marcus this week.
Ha! Yes.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know if he's going to tune in and watch this. I just figured I might as well give him a little treat.
There you go. Perfect.
I was gonna say, stay tuned, because after this we're gonna be recording Vampire Diaries.
No, we're not.
What?
Wait, are we?
No.
Or is that tomorrow?
We were supposed to record it earlier, but then you didn't get on until like 5 minutes or so before we were meant to be doing this.
Oh, okay. Oops, my bad.
Indeed, but do stay tuned later on tonight in about 3.5 hours, and we'll be doing the wrap-up for the DC Comics Multiverse Mayhem radio play on XRP.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that, folks. And until next time, I'm James Phoenix. It's the final countdown of Halloween.